If you want to hear a really good God testimony story, you're going to want to hang on. I'm going to try to do it in a short version. But today is Under the Horizon, my Pottery and Art Studio's 14th anniversary. 14 years. There was this really weird shaped, rhombus shaped building, which was right down the road from our house. And it sat vacant for many years. And it was a very strange shape building. And it was ominous looking, all white, with these really weird, like road tie flower bed things in the front with fake flowers, which were really bright in the wintertime when it was cold and snowy. It was an eyesore in the community, and especially sitting vacant for so long. Oddly enough, I would tell my husband that we would own that place one day. And he would lovingly kind of nod his head and say, "What are you going to do with it?" And I'd say, "I have no idea." Well, it got to be a point where that place became, and that feeling became so strong that when we decided to find a place to put a pottery. I was getting back into pottery after my children they were still young, but were old enough that I could kind of get back into it, my love of pottery, even though my education is in business, that we would not drive past that place without driving into the parking lot, circling around the building and praying over it all the time. It was a lot of prayers. Well, that place became Under the Horizon Pottery and Art Studio. We are an outreach-based pottery and art studio. Since the day that we opened 14 years ago, we have been in service of our community. We're a for-profit business, but we choose to serve, and we've served their children's bereavement art group. We served in that capacity with grieving kids and their families for over 10 years. Our Blessing Box feeding program we ran through here for 6 or 7 years. Lots of partnerships, lots of working with nonprofits, lots of working with underprivileged children, on and on and on and on. Because I truly feel blessed to be able to do what I love through clay. Clay is just a vehicle for so much good. It's not an accident that the word, or I should say that there are so many mentions in the Bible about the master potter and clay. It is literally sprinkled throughout the entire Bible. Clay is just the classroom. So I could go into so many details of so many things, but that big white building was painted golden yellow. And today, actually, this is pictures from 14 years ago before I show it to you. Now the door is purple because that is my favorite color. And there are trees actually painted on both sides of it. But 14 years in a lifespan, that's a pretty significant achievement. But 14 years when you're a mom and you look at your children is huge. That's me. And that right there is my daughter. She has been with me doing this pottery stuff since way before we had this building. In fact, the day that we were standing out back while we were contemplating the purchase of it, I had my eyes closed looking over the property, and she grabs my hand and she says, "It's perfect, isn't it, Mom?" And I said, "It's so perfect, we need to leave." I was so emotional. This young lady has been teaching classes at the studio since she has been 10. She taught little kids, and she is now my boss. She is our studio manager. She is an exceptional businesswoman, and she does it all with the love of God, completely grace-laden work, and I could not be more proud of her. Amazing what can happen in 14 years. Bye, guys.